Hi all. Uh, Now I starting. So, are you able to see my screen? Can anyone confirm? Are you able to see my screen? Hello.
Yes.
Okay. So last time we discussed about interface 4 package. So here we cover all this. I think interface till this we cover. Section 3, interface 3 I covered, I think. So today we will continue interface 4. Before that, if you have any doubt, please let me know so that we will clarify the doubt. If not, then we will continue this. So we have a class A in this section 6 app interface 4. This is the package which I have to declare, and after that we have a abstract class. So this is a class of abstract class A. Inside that one abstract method is there. So abstract method won't be any implementations or method body in that class. And we have a class B, simple class B, that is extending A class. It's fine. But while extend, this abstract method also will be inherit inside the B. But we have a this class implementation. So this is for this implement class of test, because while we inherit this property, so abstract directly won't be inherit, because for that class implementations will be written here. So we have a test one, so for that class we have implemented this class. So if you inherit, then this implementations will be provided, but this is void type. Here abstracts have integer type, so we need to provide this integer type, and there will be some return, but this implementation we don't have. So in this class, while we are inheriting this abstract class, for that we need to provide the implementation for that particular class. So here we are getting error. What is error? Because this is a incompatible return type, because it need a integer type and return should be there, but this is void type, so that's why we are getting compile time error. This is class C. We have a one test method is there inside the class C. So this is double type, return type is double, so we need to return some double. So here we return this, and this is implemented class. So general class C, there we have a double test method. So in this test method we have a SOP and return type is there. Then we have a class D extending class C. So while extending is fine, one class will be extended other class, so all this inherit the property from this C class also in the D class. So D class already have test method, which is here in this class also having test method, and for C class and D class also having test method. So same name and same parameters is there, like the same name is a test one, and same parameter means this is default type of method is there. So in that cases this method override will happen, because from one class to another class, if you are doing same name same parameters, means a method override will happen. Overloading will happen in the same class, but this is a different class. But here what we are doing, here we are getting some error, because this is an integer type and this is double type. So from higher to lower we are going, like casting. So primitive data type will be started from byte, short, int, long, float, double, correct, char and boolean. So the higher will be boolean, char, double, float, and lower will be byte sort int. So it start from lower to higher. But here what we are doing, while we override that, means override this parent to child. So this latest will be overridden, means this will be printed. So that override will happen, double will be override from this child class. So this will be printed. But type C, test1 method is double type, and test1 method inside this D is an integer type. So while we extended or inherit the class C method, so this will be override will happen from this integer. So this integer is a lower type, because on parent have double and child we are using integer, and this child we are overriding this method. So that's why we are getting some incompatibility here. This return type is incompatible with c.test1, because why? c.test1 has mentioned the double, so you should have to mention characters, boolean, or some others things. Suppose if your child parent class has byte, then you can mention anything from short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean for here in this D class, but you should not make it as a lower priority. So this is double priority is higher, but before that we are using int in this child class, so that is incompatibility error will come. So we will see in this typecasting why we are using and how to resolve this one. So you will get a compile time error in that case. And next is we have a class. So class E is there, then class F extend E, then class G extend F, then class H is there. So this class H having one method is there, that is a non-static method f test. So this have some null, return is null, because some f type of return they have mentioned here, and that they have written as a null. And then we have I extend H. So in that we have a g dot test method. So this is g test, and this j type something is there, so we are returning here as a null. So that is fine, like E can extend in F class, G can extend the F class, and H have declared. So in the same class we have a other class H is there. So based on the class we can create a method, or I class we can extend the H, and then we have created the method. So we can take a return data type in the same class or any subclass also. So this is all the class declarations, how we can extend and all. And we have our next is class J, and class K is there. So class K extending this J. So this J having one test method, they are returning null. And class L extend K. So K extend J and L extend K. So this is K dot test1 and J dot test1. So this is fine. This one class is there, other class extending J. We have a test method, return null. This is L extend K, J dot test, return null is there. So this is all are this, like how we will extend this other class and what all are, because this is not a null type. This is not a void type method. This is some K related method. Like based on the class name we created, means something will be there, either integer, byte, short, int, long, float, down. So we have returned here something. So return null is be provided for this method. This is class M. We have a test method. So this is void type of test method. So this is default access level is a access modifier level as a default method, and this is end class. So this extending, so this is a protected method. This is a default method void type, and this is a protected method void type test1. and then we have a main method. So in this main method we are creating the object of n class, so this is fine. While we created the object, based on the reference we are calling this test method. So this test method have available in m class and n class also. Means what will happen, n dot test we are calling. So n dot test, this is a compile and run both successful, so there is no issues while we run this based on the reference n1 dot test one. So this method will be called because this will be override, and also this test method will be called, and here sop will be printed because based on the class reference we created the object. So this is non-static protected method, so and based on the reference we can call, so not a issue. So while we run this program you will get a, we have to declare the package here, and then if you run with this class n, then form n, then hello world will be the output here. But if I am running here as a program, this won't be run because of we have a two class is there. Either we have to select class n, or yeah, so in this class m we don't have any main method. So if you run this, so we have a class n, like form n will be printed and hello world will be printed. Why? Because main method is available here. So once we run, compiler will find the main method. So main method we created the object of n class. So n class based on the reference will check this test one method is there, and you were overrided also because m has overrided with n class n. So this m method will be called and hello world will be printed. So this is the next program. So in that we have a abstract class O. So this abstract class O, abstract class O is there. So we have abstract void method. This is protected type method, and we have a class B. We are extending this O. So while we extend it, so this is a simple class and this is abstract class. So simple class, if you are extending, then we have to provide the implementation for this abstract class method. So here we provided the implementation of abstract class method test one. Open the braces, close the braces, we are method body we provided. But here we are getting some error. Why? Because of cannot reduce the visibility of inherited method from O. So this inherited method from O, this is a method test one from O class. So this have protected type, right? So this is a visibility of protected, means method access modifier, this is a protected, but here we have a default. So while protected, public private protected default, public private protected. So this is a method access modifier. So while access modifier we use, so this is a protected type, and here we are using a default. So reduce means like this is a priority of protected and default. So cannot reduce the visibility from this inheritance, because either we have to change the visibility. How we will change this visibility? This should be the protected, because protected, this is a protected and we are using as a default. So reduce visibility can't be reduced. Suppose this method is protected, then you have to create the implementation method is also protected inside this outside the class. So this is O class, here P class, we are providing the implementation. So either you have this is protected, then you have to create a protected method implementations here with the same test name. So you will get a compile time here error. So this is interface. So interface queue, we have abstract method because interface always should have abstract method only. If you are providing, if you are not providing, so compiler will be provide by default a public abstract. So this is abstract methods. For that implementation will be in this next classes or interface classes only. So while we created a class R, we are implementing because class and interface will be implemented, not extend. So once we implement this queue, means queue data, queue method will be inherited inside the R class. So queue have test1 method. So test1 method implementations will be provided in the class R. So class R, we have a void test1 because this is also default. Queue, whatever declared method is there, that is a abstract method, and this is default type, and here also we have a default type. हो गया, शांत हो जाओ, कॉल चल रहा है, 2 मिनट उन्हें दे आई यार, तुम लोग मनो बढ़ा देती हो। छोड़ देते हैं, रन दो, आराम से खाएंगे, गणपति क्या 5 मिनट से खाएंगे, शांत रहना। So this both is fine. So this is a package here. Package have interface 4. In interface 4 we have a interface queue. So this is a abstract method, and for that we have class R, which we have implemented with this queue because queue is interface, and inside this we are providing this method implementation. So this is abstract method as a default method here, and this is also as a default here. This is also default here. So we are getting here also some error. Why cannot reduce the visibility of this inheritance from this queue? So this visibility, like this is a default. So default, if you want to provide this default abstract method implementation in the next class or child class, so the visibility should be either public. So we need to change this visibility from this default abstract method to the public, then only it will be able to inherit. So here either we have to mention this public. If you are not providing, so by default will be the default here. So default will not be accessible. Here we have to mention this public. We will see here in this next program, this class T is there. So this is a static type, this static void test2, and this class U extend this T. So this U have non-static here. So this, if main method is there, if you uncomment this line, so we have a main method. So suppose if you created a main method of U class, sorry, object of U class, u equal to new U. So this u1 dot test1 and test2. So suppose if you are calling this test1 and test2, so directly based on the method reference we will call this test1, and test2 no need to create the object, directly we can call also because this is a static void test2. Either if you are creating the object, that is also fine, through this test2 also we can create, not an issue. The next is class V. Class P have test1 method, and class W have extend V, because both are both are class type V and W, so we can extend that. And V class have non-static method test1, and U class W class have a static void test1. So both having same name and same parameters is there. Means test1 same name and parameter is default here, and this is also as default. So while same name and same parameters, so this will be overridden, but here we will get a compile time error. Why? Because this static method cannot be hide the instance method from this v. So a static method cannot be hide this instant method from the v. So how we will solve this? Either we have to remove this static modifier from here, then only we will override functionality, else because non-static is there, this is non-static method and this is a static method, so for that cases override won't be worked. So either this priority should be the same, static or non-static. So for this class x रीना पप्पा के दे आई हो जतो तो हाँ पप्पा बड़का होके दे आई। So this is class x have a non-static test one, and this y have a non-static test one. Again same, if we are extending this class x, then this test one also will be inherit in this class. So what will happen, we have already test one from y, and inside that we are extending this super dot test one. So super will inherit from this parent class, immediate parent class. So this parent class is class x. So super dot test one means this test one will be called here inside that, and then this SOP will be printed. And after that we have a main method. So we are creating the object of y class. So based on the y1
Amit,
reference we
one
are,
question.
yes,
We extend X, then why we need the super test? Already we extended, so it will work, right? Without super.
yeah, if you extend that, then we will inherit the property. So this is void test one and this is also void test one. So while we extend this property, if the same method, this is test one, this is also test one, same method and same signature, same parameters, so same method name and same parameters. So this is also default type, this is also default type, means method overriding is happening. So this will be taken, overriding means this will be taken, right, from this child class. Whatever the parent class, that will be overridden from the child class, right?
Yeah.
So this will be taken. Now what is the requirement? My requirement is, if this test one is taking while overriding from this x to y, inside that again I want some x class object also, sorry, x class method also. For my business requirement I need this also inside this test method. So how you will call directly? So based on this super, or this is a keyword we have already discussed. This, suppose if you want same method in this same class, so how we will call? By using object creation reference or this keyword. But if you want from the parent class method, if you want inside any other method or anywhere, then directly won't be created. Either we have to mention super dot test one, means super dot, because this is already test one, inside that I want to call. So how I will call? Super means immediate parent class, means x class, super dot test one means this also I want to print, this also I want to print here. Instead of this line we need this one. So if you, how we will write? So for this we have to mention super dot test one. So this line will be called.
Okay.
Understand? Hello? Hello? Are you able to hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes, I can hear you.
see here. Super keyword allowed referring the parent class or super class of super class, a subclass in Java. So if you'll see here example, see, suppose we have a animal class, right? So this animal class is a super class, parent class. This have animal sound. This is a method, and we have a dog class also extending animal class. This is a child class, dog is a child class from animal. This also have sound, because animal have some sound, dog have some sound. But animal, I don't know what type of sound will be there. Any type of animal will be there in this parent, but dog have only dog. So now I want inside this method in animal sound. Okay, inside this animal sound I want, sorry, inside this dog we have animal sound method. Inside this animal sound method we need parent sound also, parent animal sound also. This also I want to inherit. So how we will possible? We have to mention super dot animal sound, means call this super class method, super class method which will be called from the parent class. And if you run here main method, what we have created, we created the object of animal my dog equal to new dog. So here we created a dog object based on this class animal class. We created new dog, means this dog I created for this object, this dog class object. And now my dog dot animal sound we are trying. So see here, in this dog I need, what I need, first I need to make animal make a sound. So this SOP I want, right? This SOP I want inside this dog, because I created the object of dog class. I created the object of dog class based on this animal class reference, this one. So I created the object of dog class. I want to my dog reference to animal sound, I want to print this one only, this sound from the child class, right? So once you inherit the property from animal to dog, so this method is already overridden, so this will be printed. But in that case I want this method also to be printed. So in that cases how you will go, super dot animal sound, means super dot animal sound means this SOP will printed this animal makes sound, means this animal makes sound. And what makes sound, this dog says bobo, so this SOP will be printed. So if you have your business requirement is you need a parent class, after overriding is fine, but you still need a parent class method, then you can go for the
Mm-hmm.
super. So here we base super dot test one and then form y. We created the object of y class here, and based on the y test we called this one, and inside this one we call this test method also. So if you run this program you will get, but before that we need to add the package here. So if you run this program, what will be the output? Can you please tell me?
First X will print.
No, first X won't be print. What will be the SOP? First, this object has created based on the reference this test method call. Then for what will the first output?
From Y.
Then
Then hello world test.
no, from Y then the supers will call, right?
From X, yeah.
From
Yeah,
X,
super test X from.
then
Then hello world. So
no,
first
again
from
from Y,
Y, from
because
X, and
yeah, again from Y, because compiler will go again from this line, next line from there, right? So
Mhm.
see, from X Y, then from X, then from Y, then hello world. So this will be the output. So we completed here as a interface 4 also. We have a 5. Last one is 5 is remaining. You have any others doubt?
No. Did you run it?
Which one?
Can you run this program?
Yeah, already I run this. Okay. Y1. Just a minute. Yeah. So see here, the first compiler will check the main method. So main method inside this y class. Y class has created the object of y equal to new y. So based on this y1 reference, we are calling test1. So this is a test1 method which is inside the class y. And class x also have test1 method. So this is the same method name test1 and test1 and same parameter. Same parameter means this is default parameters, this is default parameter. So while we extend from the x means compiler will override. So override will taken from this, like child class will be removed and parent class will be called. Suppose if you have inherited the property this class method, so this class method has inherited here also. But if we have a same thing like same name, same method, same parameters, means compiler will be override. So this override will remove this parent class details and only child class will be there. But what you seen inside this test class we are printing form y. Then again we seen super is there. Super means immediate parent class x dot test having test method. Yes, having test method. So this will be called form x. And after that again compiler will come on this next line 17. Here again SOP is there form y. And then compiler will go for this line has completed. Now we'll go for the next line of 23 and hello world will be printed. So if you run this program, then you will see this output form y, form x, then form y, then hello world. So super is used for this immediate parent class call. This is used for this same class. Inside the same class, if you want to call any method and all, then we can use this keyword. Super will use for this immediate parent class method call, constructors and all if you need. Understand?
Yeah.
Now we have a last sections. This is have 4 program only, 5 program. After that we will cover casting and y type casting. We seen some error is there, right? Double and integer was some error. So why this is error? Why this was error? Because of casting issue. Somewhere we seen double and yeah, here only we seen, right, some casting and all. So we will see why casting is happening and what is required here. And after that casting we will go for this object call and all. So this will be seen on the section 8. So right now interface 5 having 5 program right now. So one is class A. Class A have 2 method. One is test1, other is test2 method. This is non-static method and this is no void type of method, means there is no return type. This is also void type of method, no return type. Class B extending A. Why? Because of simple class is there as a default class and class A is also default class. So both are class, so we are extending here. So while we extend this, these 2 method will be inherit inside the class B. Okay. So in class B already 1 method is there, 2 method, test1 is there, test2 is there. Now test3 is there. So test3 having this one. This is also void type of non-static method. But test2 again we have test2 inside this class also. So this method will be overridden from this A class. So this A class method will be removed and this method will be taken. But now in B class have a test1. This method will be there because this came from this inherit from this class A. Then test method will be there because this will be overridden this test method. So compiler will remove this and this will be taken as a priority because we have same method name and same method parameters also. And then this test method will be there. So compiler having B class B having three method test1, test2, test3. Now what is there? Class B have main method. So main method is a static type, right? So we created the object of b1 equal to new b. So we created the object of class B. New b means this is the object of class B. Now we are taking reference of b1 dot test3. So we are calling test3, not test1, not test2. So while we call this test3, compiler will go for the line number 15. So this is test3 non-static. So this is non-static, so that's why we created the object and based on the reference we call this test3. Now what we seen here, we have after this call of test3 we have two super keyword. So in a same class, single class or in a one class, many number of super or this keyword will be applicable, no issue. So here two super dot test1 is there. So one is super dot test1 means this test1 will be called, and super.test2 means this parent class because super means immediate parent class. So in that cases this test method will be called. So we have a test1 and test2 method will be there. So this test1 and test2 will be called, and after that what will happen? That's it, because there is no other call. So compiler will execute this. Okay, yeah, after that this line number 19 is there. So 19 is test1. So again this test1 will be called. Why? Because of this test1 has already inherit in this class B based on this extend keyword. So this test method will be called from this class B because class B has extending A. So all the test method will be available here. Now we have a test2 method. So this test2 method is available inside this class B already. So this is overridden method, means class B, class A test2 has removed and class B has taken, means overridden method is there. So this will be called, and then compiler will go for the line number 30 and this will be print. So if you run this program, so first we have to add the package here. If you add the package, to run this program here, not able to run here because of two class sometime having is. So either we have to run based on the class B only. So the output will happen. Can you tell me the output for this? I already explained. Can you tell me the output? What will be the output?
I think from a test one first, from a test one
Yes,
test, and then test two from a test two,
correct.
and test one from test from B test two,
No, again we have a test
test
one call.
one. Yeah, so again the test one. So from test a test one again it will
Yes,
come.
yeah, again. Then after that, this,
Test two replace, right? Test two this replace with the B test two.
correct. Yeah, because this
Then
also will be there inside that while we override. Sorry, while we
this
extend.
will be. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that will be removed because compiler will override this
Mm-hmm.
inheritance. So from B test 2, right? And
Yeah.
after that, this SOP will be printed, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we see the yeah, just run it.
So like that, we have a inheritance call will happen. So if you want to real-time examples of inheritance, we already shown you. And here also you can see Java inheritance program or example. So if you open any of the link here, either Java T point, Geek for Geeks, or programming biz or any others, so you will get some others examples, real-time examples also. But we will show you all this real-time project where we are using and why we cover this type of topic. So see, suppose in real time we have an employee, we have a programmer, or we have a software. So we want to create a employee applications or department management application. So in that cases we need to do this. So we have a multiple type of inheritance is applicable. Inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical instance, multiple inheritance, and hybrid inheritance. So this is multiple inheritance, this is hybrid inheritance. So multiple inheritance won't be allowed in Java because inheritance multiple is not allowed because we are not extending multiple class, right? So in that cases we are going for this in interface. So interface applicable for the multiple inheritance. So that's why we are creating interface and we are providing the implementation. So Java won't allow this concept, so that's why we are not using this multiple inheritance. In hybrid also we have a one of the point multiple inheritance is happening, class B and C and class D. So that's why these two is not applicable in Java. Only these three is applicable: hierarchical, and then multi-level and singleton. So where to use the real-time examples? So we have some of the examples here also, how we are calling and all.
Can you run this program, Ajit? Let's.
Which program? This one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one I'm not able to run because of sometime my
Error.
compiler won't work. Okay, I'll check in this online compiler also. If sometimes your compiler won't run or if you don't have any setups and all, then you can go for the online compiler. You can run here any of the online compiler you can choose. So if you run this program, see here this output is from first we created a object of the B. So b1.test3 call. So this test3 means this super.test1 is there. So super will call from the parent class. So super having form test1. Then we have a B which is from super. So form test2. And then we have a again test1. So test is coming from this parent class because test1 is not there. So this is inherited. So the same inheritance is coming from this A class form
Remove
test1.
super, if we remove super, then it will work too, right? So, super test one, if you remove super from test one and test two.
If you remove separate test1 and test2, then test1. So this is there's no issue. This if you remove test1 and test2 here, my mouse is
So
not
if you
working here. Just a minute. Yeah, if you remove here test1 and test2, nothing will happen. Why? Because super test1 and test2 we are calling
so
parent class
just
only.
just remove the super. I want to see the difference if I remove the super from test one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, just super. Yeah, just keyboard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you run it? Yeah, remove
If you
this one.
remove this one, so super means immediate parent class constructor will call or class or method and all. So if you remove that, then this test1 method will call from this parent because parent has overridden here. And 2 will be coming from here class B. What Test
Think
1 and test
once.
2, just a minute. Test 1 and test 2 is fine. Test 2 and yeah, see form test 1, then form B test 1. Are you able to see this output? This is in same line.
Mm-hmm.
See, first is form test 1 is printed, this one, right?
Yeah.
Then again we have a form B test 1. So in that case, suppose if we are not using supers, means this test will not be called test 2. Inside this B already one overrided test 2 is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this test 2 will be called. And then again we have a test 1. So test 1 not available inside the class B, but we inherited from parent class. So this parent class method will call, right? And then we have again test 2. So test 2 is already inside the parent class also and subclass also. Then that will be overridden, means subclass will be called. So form B test 2, right? Form B test 2, then hello. Are you fine with this output?
So if we have the same method in the parents and child, then we need to super, right? Because we are not calling here test one in the parents and the child,
No.
so we don't need super in the test one, right?
If we have a same
Test two
method,
we are using in the parents. Yeah, same
uh,
method.
hmm,
In test two is a parents also have a child also have, so we have to need the super.
no,
Correct.
not needed. Because test 2 is a inside the parent and child. So while we are
Mm-hmm.
extending here, so this test 2 will be
Mm-hmm.
overridden for this child one. So while we are extending, this test 2 will be overridden, means this test 2 won't be called from the A class. Only B class will be taken if you are calling in this B class. Super means always if you want immediate parent class requirement. Like suppose inside this test 3 method, I want parent class information. So how you will call? Based on this super keyword.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
test 1 is not applicable here, inside this B test 1 is not available, then we are extending here. So means this test 1 will already inherited, so directory we are calling. But if you want again from the A class only, not B class, so this test 2 is inside this A class also and B class also. So if you want from the A class test 2 output, then you have to do super dot test 2.
Yeah. Yeah, got it.
So these all concept will be covered. Why? Because of based on that business requirement we are following here. So if you will go for any if you will go for any Java project, Java guy, full stack. So there also we are using super. Many where we seen supers we are using. See here also I am using super, right? This is, so why super this message? Because this is a class, this class is there and this is a runtime exception class also there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and in that we have created one method. This is method, right? Resource not found exception, one method is there. Inside we passes some parameter, that is fine. This is some argument there, not this is not default, some string type of argument is there. Inside that we are calling super method, because in this method does not have any SOP or something, system.out.println or any business logic. So we are calling from which method? This super dot method, means super means immediate class message calling. This message is coming from the super. Super means immediate class. Which one? Runtime exception is there. So this statement is coming from here because this statement is not available in this child class. So I need from this parent class. So how you will use? By using super dot.
Okay. Yeah.
So we completed a class. So we completed section 6 interface for A class. Now we have a C class. So this C class, this is a simple C class is there. Inside that non-static method is there which have no argument and void type means no return. And then we created main method. Inside that in main method we created an object and nothing we are doing. So that is fine. So sometime
Yeah.
someone will confuse the constructor with the class same name of class name. So this look like as a constructor, but this is not a constructor. Why? Because we have mentioned something void means some return type. So this is not a constructor, this is a method. So method have some return type or void type and all. So this is not a constructor. And also we can create a method same name of the class name, and we cannot take as a return type of any constructor. So either we can create a method with the same name also, like we have a class C equal to new C, that is fine. So how we will create a method same name of the class name? And this is a class D, just this all are like this is a constructor. So this is a constructor we can say, because constructor only will have a class name and then parameters and open braces close braces, and method should have a public static void main something will be there before that. Before the parameters this method we have a some public or void, public static void and all will be there. So this is a method and this is a constructor. So how you will find which is the method and which is the constructor? If you are not providing the constructor in this particular class and creating an object, once object will be created, by default constructor also will be provided compiler automatically. So the inside nothing will be there, just by default constructor will be created with the compiler. If you want you can pass as a constructor default parameterize and parameterize constructor manually. This is class E. Inside this class E we are creating this E reference, and then we have a class F. So we class F, we have created this class FF, then we created class FF this one, then we have a F constructor, we have a F. This is a variables, we can say this is a based on the class name, just we have a variable like int I is there, right? Int j is there, int k is there. So this is E type, some E is there, variables.
Yeah. This is not
So some
constructor, right? Because this not have the curly.
this is not a constructor. So if you don't have any constructor, and once you are creating the main method, once you have main method, inside that main method if you are creating an object, then compiler automatically will provide a default constructor in that situation. So this is not a constructor, this is just like a reference variable. Just a minute. Yeah. So like that also we can create a variable with the class name. If you'll go here, class f we have a two variables, one is ff, others is ff1. So like that, suppose if we are creating int I is a variable integer type and I is the reference name, int j. So like that we created this one. So these two type of non-static variables is there, these two, and then we have a one constructor. This is default constructor of class f, and this is a parameterized constructor of class f where we are passing these parameters. Ff means some of the variables name is declared ff. Then we have again we have some parameterized constructor which have ff two three parameters, like some f is there, right? So this is a parameterized constructor, these two parameterized constructor, and then we have a again this is a method. This is a method because of some f is there, so based on the class name f we created. So this is a void type, integer type of some return type, and then we have a method, then open braces, close braces, and this f type of return we have to do. So return f. This is also method which have two parameters, and this is also method which have three parameters.